If the brutal Florida heat, squash vine borers, and caterpillars have left your July garden looking just a little bit crispy and disappointing, do not give up yet. July is actually one of the most exciting months for North Florida gardeners because we get to kick off our second chance in the garden. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 plants that we can actually plant in our July gardens that are fall producing crops. July is truly the planting month that blends our summer harvest into our fall harvest. So you don't have a bare month or two after your summer crops wind down before your fall crops start producing. I'll also share some of the super exciting seeds that we can be starting inside right now for our North Florida gardens to transplant out over the next 4 to 8 weeks. Before we get into it here, if you have any North Florida gardening friends or Florida gardening friends in general, make sure you share this video with them. That's the only way our channel grows and we get to chat with more gardeners just like you and me. All right, let's get into it. Before I plant any new plants in the ground, I always check my soil level in my beds. I usually allow for 2 inches of mulch and about 1 inch of compost. If my soil level is significantly below that, if those plants that season have really used up a lot of that organic matter, then I will top up with some of the homemade raised bed mix. But if my soil level is around that 3 inches or so, I usually leave it. I plant my plants, top up with that inch of compost, and then the mulch on top of that as well to hold in the moisture and to protect our soil from this Florida summer heat that we are nowhere near done with. If you already have existing mulch covering the top of your soil, which I highly recommend down here to keep those soil microbes protected from the heat, you don't have to move that mulch out of the way before you were to add more compost and mulch on top of that. That's something called a lasagna method of gardening, and that's the method that I have started doing over this past year as I've learned just a little bit more about soil health and how I can try to make a healthy soil so I can have healthy plants. Our first 2 plants that we can get in the ground this July are our tomatoes and our peppers. Remember, we aren't planting these for summer fruit. We're just hoping that they can get in there and we can baby them a little bit in the summer heat. So by the time we get that temperature dip coming this fall, they will be ready to start producing for our fall harvest. I typically hold off on planting my larger varieties of tomatoes until this crop now. When it comes to fall, we have less pest pressure and our watering can be a little bit more consistent because we aren't getting as many of those summer downpours when it's time for those fruits to actually be setting on the plant. So for this winter, for me, I'm planting my San Marzano tomatoes and I'm planting some sort of large tomato variety that was like the best tomato I ever had at the grocery store that I've been saving seeds from years past. When it comes to peppers, I'm trying some banana peppers and some chili peppers this fall, both of which are going to be new varieties for me. And my pepper plants take a very, very long time to get started from seed. They are growing now and they will hopefully be strong enough to be transplanted out in the next 6 weeks. Moving on to number 3, we have cucumbers. It's been a great year here for me for my cucumbers. We have had a massive harvest. I've never actually kept my cucumbers going from spring all the way through fall. I'm gonna let this section go to see how it does, but I am going to start a new round of cucumbers directly on the other side of my bed for fall. I experimented with the Suyo long cucumber seeds this past spring. I'm still figuring them out. They're a little bit difficult for me to know when they're ready to pick. So for this fall, I'm going to be trying the Armenian cucumbers, which are actually in the melon family, but are supposed to grow very long and stay thin. It reminds me almost like a pickling cucumber, but longer. So we'll see how those do. If you've been following along, you know I've been trying to follow UF Extension's recommendations for when to plant certain crops all throughout the year. One thing that they recommend is to directly sow cucumber seeds instead of starting them from transplants. Well, this past year, my son came home from preschool with a tray of cucumber seeds that they had started in class together, and he was so excited, so we planted them out here in the garden, and his cucumber seeds, which are a traditional variety, have actually done exceptionally well, better than my Suyo long cucumbers as far as production goes for this entire summer. So I'm going to try to directly sow some cucumber seeds in the garden in July, but I'm also going to start some cucumber seeds inside for a few weeks to give them a head start to see which ones end up doing better. Number 4 on the list are yard long beans. This is another new variety for me this year. But I have a ton of trellis over there that they would absolutely love for this coming fall season. And they're also supposed to do very well in our heat and produce very long beans that taste like a green bean and you would use like a green bean. And the fifth plant that you can put into your garden this month is pumpkins. UF Extension does recommend starting your pumpkins directly from seeds in the garden. Doing the math here, classic pumpkins, like your classic carving pumpkins, usually take about 90 to 100 days to actually produce a pumpkin. So if you get your pumpkin seeds into the ground on July 1st, 100 days from that is October 9th. So if you get them in at the beginning of the month, you do have a few week window in there for things to finish before Halloween comes around and you actually want to carve those pumpkins. We absolutely love carving pumpkins around here with the kids, so I'm going to try to plant some pumpkin seeds this year. So maybe, just maybe, we can have our own pumpkins ready to go for Halloween. If you're interested in learning more about all of the different varieties of these crops that UF recommends, I do have a PDF put together in the description below that I use as my reference to see what sort of tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, etc. they recommend growing down here in the entire state of Florida. Now let's talk about the super exciting seeds we can be starting inside this month. I get so excited when July comes around, just like I do in December and January, because it's truly the opportunity to start everything inside that you want to grow in your fall and soon winter garden. I love the planning and the planting and watching those seedlings emerge. There's just something about watching those seeds pop out of the soil that you cannot get with buying a transplant from the store. If you've never started seeds inside before, it's really not that intimidating of a process. Anybody can do it. Like I said, my son started seeds inside in VPK and his cucumber plants have thrived this year. That's no grow lights and they started them in egg cartons. So it's really not that bad. Anybody can do it. And there's something about looking around at your garden and realizing that all of your plants started from these tiny little seeds inside. So first, let's talk about our heavy hitters for our fall gardens. We have our eggplants and our brassica families. If you've never tried eggplant before, or maybe you've tried it and haven't liked it, don't steer away from trying eggplant again. I'm telling you, there are so many ways to prepare eggplant that are absolutely delicious, and it grows so well down here. If you can protect it from that frost, it'll come back next year even stronger, similar to your peppers. When we talk about the brassica family, we're talking about broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and kohlrabi. So all of these can be started in July. We're not supposed to plant them out into our garden in North Florida until September, so you might want to wait more towards the end of July to start those seeds inside to give them a good 4 to 6 weeks for them to be ready to transplant out. But now is a great time, if you don't have your seeds, to order your seeds, get everything ready to transplant out in September. We can also start a lot of our leafy greens inside this month that it is still way too hot for them to grow outside. We have our lettuce, we have our spinach, we have our kale. Personally, I've started my lettuce and my kale inside already, and I'm going to wait until a little bit later in the month to start my spinach seeds inside. A few new varieties for lettuce that I'm trying this year are the black-seeded Simpson and butter crunch lettuce. I was looking for lettuces that have a little more like character to them, a little bit more crunch. I've had a lot of lettuce come out of the garden in the past few years, but it's not exactly as like crisp as I would want. And when you chop it up, it tends to lose that texture and that character to it. So I'm trying 2 new varieties this year and we'll see how they go. As far as herbs, we have a ton we can start inside now that love our little bit of a cooler temperatures. We have dill, sage, coriander, and lemon balm. These are perfect plants to slip into the corners of all of your beds or tuck underneath some of those tall growing plants once our cooler temperatures hit. I used to dedicate an entire space in my garden for an herb like dill or basil, but more recently I've started sowing these with other crops to take advantage of that ground space that my tomatoes or that my eggplants leave. We can also be starting our fennel inside this month. A lot of people aren't a fan of fennel seed, but if you have never tried fennel bulb, it is worth it. It tastes nothing like the fennel seed, and my husband loves a stuffing recipe for Thanksgiving that has fennel bulb in it. So my goal for this year is to actually grow some fennel bulbs, to use them for that stuffing in Thanksgiving, but also to experiment with some other dishes because the flavor is so unlike any sort of fennel seasoning, fennel seed that you would have in like a sausage. The last seed that we can start inside this month that's actually a warm loving herb is Mexican tarragon. Unlike French tarragon, Mexican tarragon loves our heat and humidity that we have in Florida. While it can handle being outside in this heat, its seeds are so teeny tiny, kind of like a flower seed, that it's so difficult to keep them actually moist enough in the heat that we're getting. So I'm starting those inside now under grow lights to get them strong enough to transplant out. And again, I want to emphasize, if you've never started seeds inside before, it doesn't have to be that complicated. When I first started growing seeds indoors, I was just using old egg carton trays and light from the window. Over time, my setup has evolved to include seed starting trays and a grow light and an AeroGarden. Just start where you're at. I link the trays that I use now as well as my grow light in the description below. The purpose is to enjoy the process and to be able to grow something, to enjoy it with your family and your friends over this next season. If you've enjoyed this video today, make sure you like it, share it, leave a comment down below to tell me what you are excited to plant this July, and I'll see you again soon.